So the first pivot came with 9/11, because that just crushed anything that came from Europe was just
Oh,
not
yeah.
happening. And for a
Yeah.
long time, especially in New York, and my office was actually below Canal Street. So I was in the Tribeca area. So we were not just mentally and emotionally, we were physically deeply impacted by 9/11. That meant I got a recovery loan from the Small Business Administration, and I had to reinvent myself really, really, really quickly.
Hmm.
So I pivoted into doing essentially something similar that I had done for the European clients that I had, just doing it for Americans. But with that, I kind of lost my unique selling point, right? Because here was no longer the Swiss German aspect, the cultural aspect. That all kind of fell by the wayside. And now I just was one of many. But it worked kind of well. I had a reputation as I still sold myself on my Swiss qualities, right? So it was like the punctuality, the love to detail, the reliability, like all those things that the Swiss are known for. I very heavily marketed myself with that, because that was really the only way I knew back then to set myself apart. And and all that time, I did have a couple of mentors, but the coaching, the way it happens nowadays, that did not exist back then. And I'm always thinking like, or at least not in the world that I was in. And I mean, I've been, I'm now in a group of such amazing, coaches and mentors that I work with. And I'm like, if I had that kind of support back then, oh my God, this would have been a 7 or 8 figure business. You know what I mean? Everything I was doing was I was just sticking with being a producer who happened to also have a company. You know what I mean? It wasn't really, I never felt like I was really, running a business. I was more like just handling more production and hiring more people to handle stuff for me.